Imagine living with Andy Warhol. Silver walls, movie stars, parties that never stopped. It looked like heaven. It smelled like piss, sweat, and speed. It's the mid-1960s. America is bleeding into Vietnam, and out west, a generation of hippies preaches peace, love, and flower power. But in New York, behind a door wrapped in silver foil, a darker revolution is brewing. This is the Factory, Andy Warhol's studio, court, and kingdom. Warhol wanted the opposite of flower power. No sunshine, no nature, just chrome, amphetamines, and cold electric light. For a few wild years, it was the beating heart of the city's underground. And behind the glamour, rotted something filthy. Everything was sprayed silver, then left to drown under dust, cigarette butts, spilled paint, and trash nobody ever touched. In the 1950s, a broke, unknown Warhol shared a cramped apartment with his mother and dozens of cats, almost all named Sam. The place reeked. Cat piss soaked into everything, the smell notorious among the few who visited. Then the drugs. The factory ran on amphetamines. Andy swallowed speed to work for days without sleep, and half his superstars were wired around the clock, harder drugs moving quietly through the crowd. It stopped being a studio and became a permanent squat. Beautiful, broken people crashing on filthy couches, burning themselves alive. Several never made it out. Overdoses, breakdowns, early graves. One of them, dancer Freddie Herco, spiraled on speed until his body was falling apart, then danced, naked, straight out a fifth-floor window to his death. Warhol wasn't even there. When he heard, he only said he wished someone had filmed it. Then the sex. The Factory hosted almost non-stop sexual activity, mostly gay and bisexual, at a time when that alone could get you arrested and ruined. And Andy didn't look away. He pointed his camera right at it, filming bodies for hours. To him, a wild night wasn't private. It was raw material. It was content. Then the cruelty. Warhol loved to watch people fall apart. Edie, Sedgwick, Candy Darling, Nico, and turn their pain into art and profit. He'd make you a superstar for a season, feed off the chaos, then let you drop the moment you got too broken to be useful. Fame at the Factory came with an expiry date, and almost nobody was told when theirs had passed. And Andy himself? A compulsive hoarder. He sealed thousands of everyday scraps into boxes he called time capsules. Old wigs, dirty magazines, food wrappers, rotting junk. One even held a tin of toenail clippings, mailed to him by a fan he never met. Living with Andy Warhol meant living inside a work of art, and inside a machine of addiction, filth, and loneliness. He didn't just film his superstars falling apart. He handed them the drugs, the camera, and the push. The silver was only ever foil. Underneath, it was rust. So tell me, would you have survived the Factory?